So I just bought the DJI Om4 to use in my professional career. And today we're going to take a look at the first impressions and why you, as any aspiring architect or architect in the field, should be getting one of these right now. What's going on, guys? My name's Tomic and welcome back to the channel. Like I already mentioned, today we're talking about the DJI Om4. It is the latest and greatest gimbal from DJI, and it simply blurs the lines between architect and content creator. I'm not a filmmaker, I'm a content creator. Looking at this device from the get-go and unboxing it, it was a very pleasant experience. For 240 Australian dollars, you really can't go wrong. Now, I used to do a lot of video making, a lot of content creation a couple years ago, and I had all the works, the big DSLR cameras, the heavy gimbals, the backpacks that weighed more than your travel-on luggage. It really became way too much. This little guy basically weighs nothing in comparison to that, especially when you take off the tripod at the bottom, it becomes even smaller. Bit of a comfier scene change, hey? All right, so let's talk about my first impressions of unboxing the DJI Om4. So one of the best things about the DJI Om4 is the simple fact it is so light and so compact. Like I already mentioned, I'm used to those big heavy gimbals that take two arms and end up making your arms hurt like hell after a day's worth of work. So the simple fact that it is so light, so compact, so easy to use is a definite win straight out of the box. What was a bit of a concern was it seemed very fragile. At the start, when I had to try and open it up and click it open, like you see in the ads, even the little grandma can do it. After a few tries and after I actually understood how the mechanism works, it actually isn't fragile whatsoever. It's quite robust and it is very sturdy. So if you have any concerns, as long as you pull straight up and you don't twist around, it will be absolutely fine. So another thing I love about the DJI Om4 is the magnetic grip. It has truly changed it from the Om3 and made it a better upgraded device. The magnetic grip comes off so quickly and so easily. I personally use the grip clamp around the phone because I don't like sticking anything to the back of my phone and using that magnetic clamp. I would much rather use the simple pull on, pull off grip, and then I can use it whenever I want and store it whenever I don't need it. All you have to remember is to align the two white dots when you're connecting the magnets together, and it will be absolutely perfect. The app does actually tell you when you haven't aligned the two dots and when you have to realign it, so if you ever aren't 100% sure, you will get told, and it makes it very user-friendly. Talking about the technology of the device and the integration with the mobile app, some of the auto-focusing features are actually really good. The simple fact that you can click the trigger just once and it will automatically grab onto somebody's face and automatically track that person without you having to do anything technical, without you having to draw that person's face on your screen, or literally anything at all, makes it a great upgrade and a great feature. I think one of the downsides to this, however, is it does pivot and change very quickly, especially if that person's moving very fast, or if any subject in that shot is moving very fast, so it does make it a little bit unstable. It can also sometimes grab the completely wrong thing. For example, I was trying to capture an individual today, and instead of capturing them, it captured the printer. I can't explain that one at all, but it just did. So sometimes it won't capture what you're trying to connect to, and it will just malfunction like technology does every now and again. As an architect, obviously, I always criticize the design of something, and it wouldn't be my way if I didn't criticize at least one error that I personally see in this device. The button placement is actually really, really good. My only concern is the zoom button feature. It is just slightly too high to be able to grab properly with your thumb. So I think it would have been nice if it was located a little bit lower, and also the very simple fact that the USB-C port is completely exposed to the elements. Talking about negative features as well, the tripod that it comes with is, well, one, great that it comes with a free tripod, but two, is a little bit cheap and nasty. The whole gimbal itself is built quite well and quite solid. However, the tripod itself is very, very cheap plastic. So now we need to talk about the actual performance of the gimbal and is it any good? Well, I tested it out today and I've tested it out in practice, and it does everything that your proper big DSLR gimbal can do, just as well, sometimes a little bit worse. but we'll get to that in a minute. So overall, it gets very, very smooth shots. It's very easy to control, and it works very similar to the big gimbals, the 3-axis gimbals that you'd be used to on a DSLR. If you've ever used a big DSLR gimbal, it is a very simple transition to a mobile gimbal. If you haven't, it is a bit of a learning curve before you understand how the mechanism and the gimbals and the axis work themselves. From a negative point of view though, it does struggle to get the front direct shots. So if you're coming very low to the bottom of a table and going closer to a product, for example, it does struggle to really tilt the phone 90 degrees against that gimbal itself. So the only workaround I've found so far is to tip the whole gimbal upside down to be able to use it properly. This isn't the worst thing in the world, but I guess there's definitely some more improvements that they could work on in the future. Now I just want to quickly point out, this jumper is super warm and super comfortable. Not sponsored, not paid for, but there is a link down below if you want to check it out, because it just genuinely is a very, very comfortable jumper. Now there is a very simple and very logical reason why I purchased the OM4 over the OM3, especially considering the OM3 is half the price of the OM4. And it is a simple fact that the OM4 has a 230 gram weight capacity, whereas the OM3 only has a 200 gram capacity. I personally use a Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra, which comes in at 226 grams. So I cannot use the OM3, unfortunately, it has to be the OM4. However, having said this, if you do have a phone that comes in under that 200 gram category, I think it might even be 210, I'll put a little snippet here because I can't remember off the top of my head, then you are more than welcome to grab the OM3. It is a great purchase at an exceptional price at the moment. Okay, so why at the start of this video did I say every single architect needs a gimbal, and especially this one? Well, to be honest, you don't need this gimbal in particular, but you do need some sort of gimbal. Mobile phones are getting more and more advanced, and obviously it is becoming harder and harder to stand out on social media. Everybody is looking to build their own brand, their own business, their own whatever. And it is becoming very hard to do this in 2020, especially now that we're entering a whole new 2021 where people haven't been able to travel for 12 months. They're eager to get out, and there's going to be so much mass content produced in a short period of time. I think it's critical now more so than ever that you understand personal branding and truly build up your own presence on your social media platforms. And personally, I think there's only one way to do it, and that's through video content. I think video content is the most powerful, the most interactive, and the most genuine form of social media content that you can create right now. Not only that, but videos are showcased to a lot more people, the algorithm prefers them, and they just genuinely engage better with people. So to be able to create good content and good videos, you do unfortunately need some sort of gimbal to be able to create that cinematography that everybody is looking for. If you're just walking around using your phone, scrolling around, you know, taking videos, one, it's gonna be very, very jumpy. Two, it's gonna look amateur as. And three, you're just never gonna get the shots that you're really, truly looking to get, especially if you're aspiring to create like some of the best YouTubers out there that are creating some incredible content every single day. Anyway, that's all from me today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got some good quality information out of it. If you did, make sure you smash that like button down below. Help this video with the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to see more of my videos, smash that subscribe button down below, because as always, I will see you next Monday.